Hi everyone, it's Zoe and Jo here, and we're here today to talk to you about your continued professional development as a coach. So many of you, obviously start by qualifying as a coach, and there comes a time where I think you feel ready to stretch your skills, invest more in yourself and what you can do with your clients, either as an internal coach or somebody who's already a coach or a really experienced mentor that's done some training in an organization. So where would you like to start, Jo? What's on your mind about that topic?
I guess to start with, I think we maybe there are, broadly speaking, two different types of coaches at the end of doing your initial foundation coaching, and that might be a very high level qualification or an introductory level. I think you have some people have already booked 5 more CPD training sessions before they've even finished the first training because they're like, oh, I want to know more about this and I want to know more about that. And then you've also got coaches who, for a range of reasons, are maybe exhausted by the challenge of the course, the depth of the course, or there's things going on in their life, and they think, I just need a break, and then I'll think about it after I've had the break. So whilst for a lot of courses you're required to actually think about and put together a CPD plan for yourself as a coach at the end of it, we all know that things can happen. So I think when it comes to CPD, another way to look at it is that there'll be some people who are really interested in the coaching psychologies. So they'll think, okay, I'd like to know more about transactional analysis, or I'd like to know more about Gestalt or NLP, or any broad range. And then I think there are other coaches that might pick an aspect of their coaching that they want to do more about, or they might think, I'd like to really learn more about group coaching or team coaching. So they'll want to go off and investigate part of that. Some coaches at the moment might be interested in AI related to coaching and think, oh, I want to learn more about that.
Yeah, for me, it was always energy led. So I remember finishing my coach program, and then I went and did NLP, and then I think I went and did somebody else. So I was initially in that first camp. And then I had a break from it because I felt the need to integrate and implement everything that I'd learned. It was quite hard starting out as you're gaining all these things to then take the time to really consolidate the learning. And then I almost forgot about CPD, that it was a thing. And I remember at one point feeling just a bit more withdrawn from my work and starting to kind of disengage a little bit and wondering, oh, is this something I can do forever? Because it felt quite samey. And then when I sat down and kind of reviewed my values, I realized I had not invested in my own development. And if you think about it, when you're in an employed role, you always have opportunities just presented to you, be it courses or new projects or whatever it might be. But when you're either self-employed or in a business like we are, as or an entrepreneur, you create that, you self-create that. And I think it's quite easy to forget that actually when you're busy serving other people, it's equally important to invest in yourself and making sure that you stay aligned to those things that are important to you. And I think for a lot of coaches, learning really is important. I think that's what attracts people to the profession in the first place, is that desire to learn and also to help others. So so wherever you are on your coach journey, check in with your energy and think about, when was the last time I actually invested in myself and gave myself a stretched learning experience? Because I think it can be really invigorating to have the opportunity to be in a community of like-minded people all doing the same things. It's not really just about the content when you go learning, it's about who you're learning with and the experience that they bring to the programs as well.
Yeah, so I think if you're feeling bored in your coaching work, have a think about your CPD. If you're feeling stuck with clients and you think, I don't really know where to go with this, and I think this is a coaching topic or coaching area, then that's obviously a flag to think, okay, how can I invest in it? I think we have a moral responsibility or ethical responsibility to continue to invest in our CPD as coaches, because it's part of how we contribute to creating that co-learning environment, and it enables us to hold that space of creativity. And supervision is a form of CPD. So making sure that we're investing in supervision so that we can ensure that we're not getting triggered through the work and that we can be fully present for our clients. I think another time to invest in your CPD is also if you're thinking about growing your coaching business, thinking about, okay, I've got this this part of my work. So for example, it might be around profiling tools, and you might think, actually, I'd like to add that into my toolkit and be able to do more work with organizations. Then you'll be looking at what's needed. It might also be that there's CPD around how to grow a business, a coaching business. So it's not purely coaching tools and techniques that you'll be looking at in terms of CPD as a coach.
I hear coaches sometimes talk about how they feel lonely in their work. There's coaching, if you're doing a lot of one-to-one coaching, it's you and your clients throughout the day. And so it's actually really hard to gauge how well am I doing, because your clients, they always share a lot of love and affection for the work that you do together. But I think a lot of coaches have a critical mind in terms of actually, well, how good a coach am I really? And it's not about comparing yourself to others, but trying to validate your skills, your experience, and being able to feel like you're doing a really good job, more so than what your client tells you. And I think that is what CPD does for me as well. I love being around people who are bright, invested, sparky, creative, and it really inspires me to want to kind of try new things and stretch myself as well. And I think that if you're feeling lonely in business, missing kind of the team element, check in on your community. How much of a coaching community have you created for yourself? Because going along to coaching trainings is a great way to build a network. I've met some amazing people on the CPD programs that I've done who remain in my network kind of 10, 3, 5 years beyond that particular coaching program. So it's not always just about, do I want to learn something? It's also about who am I connected to and what do I need?
Yeah, and CPD is also podcasts, it's YouTube videos, it's articles, it's being on the web, finding resources, maybe being part of Facebook groups like ours, the Coaching Crowd, where you get access to things. It makes it easier for you to do that. Keeping a log is so important and actually can really help. Another time where you might think, right, I really need to look at my CPDs when you're going for accreditation. Yeah. So although it is a requirement, a certain amount of CPD is required for each of the different levels of accreditation, and you don't want to just do it when you're thinking, I want to go for that. But, sometimes, that is the impetus for people to think, right, I want to go for my practitioner level, or I want to go for my ACC. So that can really give the focus for it. And when you go for your accreditation, part of the application process is about thinking about your story as a coach. What is my story? What has brought me here? Where does my future lie when it comes to this, and how am I going to contribute to the future of the coaching profession and raising the standards within it? So, if you're not sure, CPD is also a great place to look for that. Yeah. So we've covered quite a few things.
Yeah, and I just find it really exciting. I love learning. I love going along. Who am I going to meet? What am I going to learn? And it's so much more accessible now. You don't have to take weeks out of your diary to be able to go and do things. We have coach development opportunities available. So come and check out our website if you're feeling the need for some CPD invigoration and looking for a community to hang out in. We've got, as Jo alluded to, we've got the Coaching Crowd, which you can come and join, which is a group of professional coaches, aspiring coaches, and people really just passionate about learning and development. And on our website, you'll find opportunities to invest in your CPD as well. So come and take a look. That's www.igcompany.co.uk.